Good morning. This is a start of another video. We got away this morning at 7 o'clock, and we're here at Morgan in South Australia on the banks of the mighty Murray, and we're going on a little trip, a little drive. We're going to go from Morgan here to Renmark, and then from Renmark to Wentworth. Wentworth, drive up to Lake Mungo, and from Lake Mungo we'll go to Lake Menindee. Probably spend the night there. From Lake Menindee we'll go up through Pooncarie, follow the Darling River where it joins the Murray at Wentworth, and end up at Burke in New South Wales. When we get to Burke, we're going to shoot up to a little place called Hungerford on the border of South Australia and New South Wales and Queensland, and then we're going to shoot up to Thargomindah, Toompine, Quilpie to Devon Downs, and then we'll shoot across to Inaminka back to the Flinders Ranges, then back home. But we're just here watching the ferry go across here. It's been quite wet this morning, and makes it a bit hard to decide to go away, but we have to go away at certain times when we've got holidays, don't we? But it's been a bit wet this morning. The forecast is for some more rain yet to come. So this is the first break in the weather we've had since I drove from Perry to here. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. It's called The River Road to Burke. Renmark. The lady at the deli said the showers were due to start at 8 o'clock this morning and stop at 11 o'clock. It's now 11 o'clock. We will continue on to Mildura. Oh, there's the River Murray over there. Just left Renmark on the way to Mildura. You might not call in at Mildura, we might head straight for Wentworth. But I don't know how we're going to go on this trip, seeing as this rain is keeping up. There's the fruit fly station into Renmark. There's the little man banning all the apples and oranges going out of the riverland or into the riverland. So we'll I don't know how we're going to go with this trip with all this rain. It hasn't virtually stopped since I left Perry, and there's a fair bit of water around at the moment. So we don't know how we're going to go. across the Murray at Wentworth. Fairly narrow rig. Still raining, as you see. We're at the junction of the Darling and the Murray River. That's the Darling coming down there. There's the small Lance pit, and there's the Murray coming down from Mildura, and it comes back and it flows down here. Sturt came down in 1830. He was down here, and he came down that way, and there was a whole, it was just about the whole Aboriginal nation sitting here. There was about 600 warriors sitting here on the land spit there, between the two creeks, and Sturt actually had a bit of trouble with him. There was a bit of a sandbar across the creek there, across the Murray. Of course, we've got locks to keep the water up now, and they gave him a little bit of trouble, but he survived. And in Sturt's journal he makes the specific mention of the magnificent creek here coming in from the right hand side, coming in from the north, and he made mention that the two creeks almost looked like the one. He couldn't really say which was the tributary, which was the main creek, but he made mention that the Darling River water was very muddy, and as you can see there, it's very muddy and it joins up with the Murray. And he made mention in his journal that they sort of maintained their flows down the creek, down the Murray further on, as two distinct layers of water. There's the clean layer on the left and the muddy layer on the right. So that's all very interesting, isn't it? It's still raining here today. I don't know whether we're going to get to Lake Mungo, but we'll definitely get to Menindee Lakes anyway. Just went past the entrance for Lake Mungo. It's pretty boggy, so I think I'll go straight on to Lake Menindee National Park, and we'll stay there. We'll stay there tonight. The rain's easing up a little bit as we're heading north. It's gradually drying out, so hopefully they haven't received much rain up near Broken Hill, so we'll be right then. Isn't this absolutely beautiful? This is just outside the town of Pooncarie, and this is the mighty River Darling. Absolutely magnificent, eh? Just have a look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? This is the old wharf site at Pooncarie, and they got markers on the trees to say how high the flood can get. It's a beautiful quiet spot here. Be a good spot to live here, but a bit remote, but beautiful and quiet, eh? The road from Pooncarie to the Menindee Lakes is not bitumen. And it's a little bit wet at the moment. turned around. I'm now heading back to Pooncarie. I hope I make it back to the road up there is what I class as impassable. It's still raining, having a little bit of trouble getting back. We've been rained in, we're back at Pooncarie, and I'm holding my hat over my camera here. This soil here is absolutely magnificent. This car slipping around on it. I'm down here at the camping ground at Pooncarie. We've got the Darling River there, the nice muddy Darling River. This would be a magic spot if it wasn't raining so much, wouldn't it? Look at the little birdies up there, eh? Absolutely magnificent, isn't it? And we're camped here, over there. So let's go over there, holding me hat over my camera, because it's been raining all day. It's been nearly slipping, slipping and sliding all over the road. I was, I've got me. I'll do what I always do, don't I? Always turn my water up too much. Always turn me water up too much, do I? If there's one failing of mine, it's always turning me water up too much. I'm camped here tonight. I've got stony ground here, so I can back out in the morning. But I'm going to cook me tea. I'm under my little tarp here. I'm under my little tarp, and we're cooking this magic stuff here. This is my Wentworth stew. As you can see, it's a bit like the junction of the Murray and the Darling River. The two mixtures don't exactly mix. They retain their individual identities. But what I've got is the old tater tate, the old braised steak and onions, a bit of the old mushrooms sliced in butter sauce, and of course we can't forget the old sweet corn. And I've got that sitting here, and as you can see, it does the mushrooms don't exactly mix with the braised steak, which doesn't exactly mix with the sweet corn. But that's going to be. I know it looks a bit gluggy. But it's rainy out here, and you've got to realise that the old intrepid explorer needs his warm meals. So. Especially on a day like today, eh? It'd be very interesting. I was going to tell you a minute ago before the water started bubbling over that I went down towards Menindee, and I started got to a stage where ended up pointing back where I come from, so I thought, oh well, might as well go back where I come from. So I'm back here at Pooncarie, in their famous caravan park and camping site, which, given the weather conditions, if you put your skids on at the top of the hill, you go right down into the Darling River. So I'm stopped here just off the stone here in the day parking area. And what I was going to say, I swung around and I'm coming back, and I was about 50 kilometres down Pooncarie towards Menindee. Had about another 70 kilometres to go back. Anyway, I'm on my way back. I get 5 kilometres out of town here. Car comes up, heading towards me. It says, what's the road like? And I said, the road's shit. And he said, well, I'm going out of Chalky Well. And Chalky Well is where I did the U-turn. So we'll see how they go down there. They were in a two-wheel drive Mercedes. Well, there you go. I said if you have a bit of trouble with the next couple of kilometres, don't persist. Come back. But
he's hell-bent on getting to Pooncarie. Getting to Chalky Well. What are we going to do? Hold up that. The weather report says virtually every road in Australia that's not bitumen is closed. So what we might do is, we're too far here. I don't want to just turn around and drive back home. I'll go back a bit, cross the bitumen, go up to Broken Hill. Haven't been to Broken Hill before, so that's on bitumen. I'll go to Broken Hill. So then we'll see you in the morning, and I'll have some of this absolutely magnificent stew. You know what? I think it might need a little bit of. What do you reckon? So we'll bang a bit of that in. Bought a new container of that too. The other one was getting a bit low. I don't know why that is. So I bought a new container of that. The old sun, moon and stars. I got bread, so I'll be able to have bread with that too. I got bread tonight. But look, that powder is trying to mix the Murray and the Darling here. And we will continue to stir our tucker here. We'll have a bit of a tate on the radio. Just tried to call Alice Springs. Alice Springs couldn't bloody hear me, so there you go. I'll have to call into Adelaide. And we'll call Ed later on, and I might put that on, eh? There's not going to be much else on this video, eh? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's before dawn up there. There's the old, listen there, I've parked it on the gravelly road because I was actually parked there last night walking around the car, and of course in consequence you end up with a bit of mud on your boots. There's a bit of mud in the car already, which makes a good start to a trip, eh? But isn't this absolutely magnificent? I have, it's not very wide, this is the River Darling, up near Pooncarie. I have visions of the paddle steamers coming around the bend there, paddling their way across here, and then disappearing up there. Be absolutely magnificent, wouldn't it? Yes, yes. Anyway, as the dawn chorus of the birds continue on, we shall continue on the very appropriately named River Road to Burke. We're on our way back down the bitumen to Wentworth, and then we're going to go up on the bitumen to Broken Hill, and then on the bitumen to Lake Menindee. A detour of 400 kilometres because I couldn't make the last 50 kilometres down the dirt road. So it's a pleasure this morning not to have to turn the windscreen wipers on. Have a look at the country. It's very wet and muddy. The inside of the car is also very muddy as well. Beautiful quiet sleep last night. Absolutely magnificent spot, but very, very muddy. Here you see the car on a stick. Hayden will appreciate that. A car on a stick, look at that. For the Pooncarie garage. Or as the French would say, the Pooncarie garage. Bitumen Road.
Time for the weather for New South Wales. Final strong wind warning for coastal waters north of Walleye, strong wind warning for coastal waters south of Maria Head. Very high fire danger on the Northern Rivers District. Rain over much of the state in bits and pieces, morning drizzle. And showers and isolated afternoon thunderstorms in the southeast, isolated late showers about the central coast. And I'll tell you a little bit more in detail.
just up there. See that? Even the police here use patrols. Missing dowdies, as we call them. We'll head out of Broken Hill now and head down to the Menindee Lakes, where we were heading for last night, and we had to head back to Pooncarie. Have a look at this. We're at Lake Menindee. This is a lake fed by the River Darling, and this is in front of some holiday shacks here. And this is absolutely magnificent, you'll agree. Have a look at that, eh? Absolutely incredible. These are some of the shacks on the shore of Lake Menindee. This must be a lot of the holiday homes from the people at Broken Hill. Absolutely magnificent location. Have a look at that through there. Absolutely beautiful. We've got the railway line between Broken Hill and Sydney here, where it crosses the interconnecting channel between two of the lakes. Isn't this absolutely incredible? The road just crossed over a bit to the right. You see the bit of a weir there, adjusting the levels between the lakes. And there's Lake Menindee out there. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? This is in the middle of the desert here, and all this water's out the Darling. Alright, that takes in water like a giant bath plug, and then it goes around to this thing here. This is called the output regulator. You've got it written up there. It says Lake Menindee outlet regulator. And down through here, governed by these dirty great big levers. Better not drop my hat down there, I might not get it back. It goes through there and it goes under the road here. It goes under the road. See the road here with the old Nissan Dowdy parked on it over there. Goes under the road to there. And got nice little cormorants and that playing around in there. That'd be after the few fish that get caught in there. And the water comes out there into the Darling, and that's the regulator that flows, that regulates the flow back into the Darling. So it's a bit lower. It's about 20 feet lower there than it is
over there. You see that over there? That's Lake Menindee, and that's the Darling. What we've got obviously is an input regulator and an output regulator. The Darling River actually flows through Lake Menindee. So that's how they store the water. And all that water goes to Broken Hill. And I saw a dirty, great big pipe up there running to Broken Hill, supplying the water for Broken Hill, the Broken Hill mine and the Broken Hill township. So there you go. Isn't that all very good, eh? He's a healthy looking specimen, isn't he? But he's got a patch on his tail as if he's had some trouble with his tail before. Well, I know it's early, but I've stopped for the night. You might pick a little camp spot here next to the boggy hole. It's this black soil that's the problem. But it seems to be drying out well here. The road to Pooncarie is closed, both of them, the upper and lower. And we'll see whether they're closed tomorrow. I've got to show you a map too soon, don't I? Have a look at that. This is the Darling. There's the beautiful spot here, nice and quiet. Not many campers in here now at the moment. I think the weather and the boggy roads have turned a lot of them away. Not surprised too. Had another bit of a hairy U-turn back there. Slipped on the road and ended up pointing back where I come from, so I thought I'd turn around and come back again. That's twice I've done that now. It's good, isn't it? Beautiful quiet spot here. Magic. Question for all you auto buffs. How do you change a 15-inch rim to a 16-inch rim? Well, you just drive it on boggy roads. Good, eh? Right, it's about time I showed you a map. Right, where are we? There's Renmark. Whoops, went in too fast. There's Renmark, South Australia. We crossed the border. We came along here. Then we turned up that junction there. And we went up to Wentworth. And we saw the junction of the Darling and the Murray. Then we went up here. And we went to Pooncarie. There. And then we attempted last night in the rain to get up here, and we got to about here and we had to turn around, or the bog turned us around, and we came back and we spent the night there. My intention was then originally to go up here to Menindee, Pooncarie, and then follow the Pooncarie there, and then follow the road up here to Burke. But what we had to do in the morning, we had to backtrack on the bitumen, come up here on the bitumen, up to Broken Hill, and then we came down here to Menindee, and at the moment we're right here on the banks of the Darling, just in there, on the banks of the Darling. Now our intention, I've had a look at this road here and this road here, going up to Pooncarie. They've both got closed signs on them at the moment. If they're open in the morning, I'll be taking this lower road up to Pooncarie. Now we've got two roads here, we've got it upper and lower on the Darling there, and if it's open I'll continue on this lower road up here to Burke. Now if this road here is not open, I'll be backtracking to Broken Hill. That's why I didn't spend too much time in Broken Hill. I reckon I'll be going through it again. and then I'll go through here to Wilcannia, and then we'll have a look to see whether the roads here are open. If they are open, I'm in a bit of a trouble. I'll have to listen to the weather. There's more rain coming on Tuesday or Wednesday. If it comes on Tuesday, I'll have to take the bitumen up here to Cobar, up here to Burke. If I get 2 days of clear weather when I'm here, I'll take the road, but it all depends whether that road's open or closed. The country's pretty boggy at the moment, and I have a feeling in my water that the road along the Darling to Wilcannia will be still closed in the morning. So I have a feeling I'll be backtracking on the bitumen to Wilcannia tomorrow. Don't want to spend the night in Wilcannia, so I'll have to make a decision then on the weather, whether to try for Tilpa. Tilpa is along here. It's halfway up the road. There's Burke, there's Wilcannia. Tilpa's about halfway, and Louth is about up there. Originally, I had intended when I get to Burke to continue up this road here, to a little place called Hungerford, and they've got another national park here. I was going to fritter my time away around in there a bit more. I was going to have a bit of a look around in there and possibly camp there the night after Burke. But I think that road here will be closed as well, so it all depends on the weather. And if I do go to Hungerford, I have to get home somehow, and I was going to come home via the cattle country, via the Strezlecki. The way I'm hearing things talking on the radio, I think that's out of the question. So it all depends on what happens tonight with the weather report and whether we get any more rain. Yeah, I know it's early, but I thought I'd just show you. I've had an early tea tonight. I had one of these noodle and broth thing. I've made myself a cheese and Vegemite sandwich with the camper's friend, and I'm going to have some chunky fruit salad. The stuff there's got bits of pineapple and pawpaw and bits of stuff like that. And we'll try and talk to Ed on the radio again. Didn't get him last night. He must have slept in. So we'll have another go tonight, eh? Good morning, good morning. Slept very well last night. In fact, I overslept. I sat out last night and actually watched telly. I watched the election debate on Channel 9 last night, which is the only station I could get. And we just went down and had a look at the the dirt road to Wilcannia, and it's still got the closed sign on it. So it looks like we have to travel on the bitumen back to Broken Hill and then to Wilcannia. So nothing stops the intrepid explorer so much as a closed road. To Wilcannia on the bitumen, and there's not a lot to see. There's the Darling River coming into Wilcannia, and the Darling comes round and under the bridge here, so we'll go and have a look at the bridge. Fairly spectacular lift up centre bridge here. That was lift up so the old paddle steamers could go through on high water. Quite a spectacular structure, eh? They used to lift up the centre section. Of course, it's right next to the current bridge here. And there she is, the Darling River. Still fairly muddy, eh? I've had a bit of a look at my map, and this Quilpie, the road, the man at Little Tepo radio said this one up here might be the best one to go on, cross over here and then go up to Burke that way. So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to go on the Darwin side of the Darling River up to what's that town called? Tilpa. So that's what we're on the go against.
Well, have a look at this. I'm kicking up a little bit of dust. I got a smile on my face. The road hasn't got any fence, and I'm on one of my dirt roads, and we're finally on the river road to Burke. At last. Have a look at that. Beautiful country out there. I'm only about 5 k's out of Pooncarie. Just saw a group of emus go through. What do you call a group of emus? A pod, a flock, or what do you call them? There's a question for you, Ed. What do you call a group of emus? So, get the answer to that question. There'll be a quiz later on. What do you call a group of emus? Have a look at that. The road's quite good, quite firm, kicking up dust, and all's right with the world, up until now anyway.
As I said in my question, what do you call a group of emus? Beautiful country. Everywhere you go up here, everybody talks about the black earth or the black clay and how it's slippery when it's wet. We're approaching the banks of the Darling here on our way into Tilpa, and you can see the road is actually made of this black clay, and it's quite distinctive. And apparently when there's any water on it, it's also quite slippery, as we found out back at Pooncarie. So I just thought I'd like to show you this black clay road. We're probably around about 30 or 40 k's out of Tilpa at the moment. This road up to Tilpa is only just open. You still have to watch it because there's little bits of sand and washaways. There's still water on the road in places. Oh, more of that black earth coming up ahead. I don't like that too much. But we've got the Darling River over there on our right. And you can see here where they've been playing silly buggers on the road a bit. Yeah, we got the Darling River over there on our right.
Tilpa, we're going to cross over on one of the bridges across the Darling. There's only 2 bridges between Pooncarie and Burke. One's at Louth and one's at Tilpa. We're going to cross over at Tilpa and go on the other side and see how we go there. I've got a further question, a supplementary onto the... I've been thinking about this group of ostrich, group of emus. Well, further to that, is it emu or emus? Like 1 sheep, 2 sheep? Is it 1 emu, 2 emu, or is it 1 emu, 2 emus? Supplementary question for you. But this road's getting a bit snaky here. I don't reckon I'm having trouble with the water so much as the car gets in the groove of the other vehicles every now and again, which is a bit of a worry, because if the other vehicle was a Nissan, well, that obviously got through, but if I'm following a Toyota, it could get stuck up ahead and I could have to try and pass it when it gets bogged, or I could have to try and pull him out. And a message for Dave Warden: I've got no responsibility for the underneath the car. I've had a bit of a look at it and it's covered in mud, alright? So, I don't know how many bindies will be caught up in that mud, but but there might be a couple. Could be a couple of shellfish in there too, just quietly. I knew Tilpa was only a small place, but it's very small. Here's the bridge at Tilpa. The old Darling River ain't what she used to be now. She's down a bit. A few snags down there for some nice fish. They can go in that cloudy water. Fairly magnificent bridge here at Tilpa. All very good, eh? Oh, we got a bit of bitumen here. Better take it out of 4-wheel drive for a second, eh? By hell, look at this blacktop. Macadamised road. Tar. Good, eh? Nice bit of bush here in the floodplain of the Darling. Yeah, cross over the Darling onto the Melbourne side of the Darling. And by hell, the bitumen continues. We might be going good here. 93 k's to Louth, 192 k's to Burke. There's the road coming up there. And we're going down here. Well, that was Tilpa. It's virtually just a pub. Just a pub. Be a nice quiet little spot to camp over there. Must remember that later on. Tilpa, excellent campsite on your right there. On your left there, sorry. Be beautiful in there. Must remember that. Put it back in my little boy's book of knowledge. And I think we better engage 4-wheel drive again, eh? Have a listen to the beautiful quiet. I reckon these trees along here are absolutely magnificent. What do you reckon? Beautiful and quiet. That's the road we're travelling on. Look at those trees. They've got me waxing poetic, they have. They're absolutely beautiful, those things. We've got a bit of a tank here to feed the sheep. It's funny, I saw some sheep a while back and they were on the side of the road drinking out the puddles right next to the river, so I don't know whether they prefer the water from out the puddles to the river, but the river at this point is looking a mite low. Something I forgot to tell you before,
There was a sign outside Menindee giving the town's elevation above sea level. It was 70 metres above sea level. That's down at Menindee. Just goes to show you how flat Australia is, eh? But isn't that actually absolutely beautiful, I don't know, picture postcard stuff. Listen to the birdies. There's a bit of a moth-eating sheep over there. The ones I have seen are in absolutely beautiful condition. Have a look at that. I know it looks at the camera as it's on a bit of a lean, but it's not, it's straight up and down. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely magnificent. As Mr. Galpin would say, absolutely magnificent. Have a look at that. Beautiful. This is the bridge at Louth. There's the Darling River. Dropped a bit in level now. There's the old bridge. It goes up that way to Burke.
Louth was a very tidy town, very clean and neat. Wouldn't mind living there. There you go. A bit different from Tilpa. I drove into Tilpa and it's a little bit dry and dusty. And in Tilpa there was sheep sleeping on the road under the tree. I had to move him out of the way to get through town. Oh, there you go. Seems to me that they've heard about the Intrepid Explorer up here, and they've graded the road for me. Well, I think that's very good of them, and I'd like to thank the Central Darling Shire Council for making the road for the Intrepid Explorer a bit more tolerable. Look at that. Look what we're doing. Can't believe that, can you? Nearly 100 kilometres per hour on a back dirt road. Look at that. Absolutely magnificent. But never mind. I suppose it doesn't go all the way to Burke, does it? Like that. As you know, Sturt come down the Murray looking for the Murray mouth, or working out where the Murray went. A year before that, he went up and followed the Lachlan River up to where it joins up with the Darling, and then he followed the Darling down a little bit, and we've reached a point here where, as you can see here, the Intrepid Explorer has reached the point where Charles Sturt got to in 1829. A year later, 1830, and he was down the other end of the Darling River at where Wentworth is. He got to the junction there. He come up the Murrumbidgee, joined up with the Murray, and ended up at the junction of the Murray and Darling in 1830. And that was a year later he was here. Took the old Intrepid Explorer 2 days. Well, there you go. But he come up this way, and this was the furthest point he went down. And when he reached the junction of the Murray and the Darling, that's when he actually, at that point there, when he had the bit of a trouble with the natives there, he named the Murray, and he named the Darling River, and he was wise enough to know that the river he left here, in the background of me here, was the same one, joined up with the Murray. There's about 400-500 kilometres in between. Quite an achievement, eh? Anyway, this is where he reached in 1829. Over there is the Darling. This is the point where he actually gave up trying to find the inland sea, and he headed back to civilization, back to Yass, and then he came down the Murrumbidgee, into the Murray, into the Darling there, and as soon as he saw, he suspected that the two were joined up. When he was here, it was actually just a chain of ponds. It was low water, and when he was down the other end, he noticed the gums here matched the gums on the other one, and he assumed they were the same river. So the Murray, the Darling actually ends at Burke. It splits up just after Burke and becomes a couple of other rivers. I forget their names at the moment. I think one's the Barku. So the Darling actually runs from Burke to Wentworth. So that's our trip anyway. And we've got a few people driving along here. They maintain this road fairly well for the tourists. Of course, people who drive Toyotas have to have the road fairly well maintained to get through anyway, don't they? I've got to show you this. Mick? What do you reckon? I'll show you the wharf in a minute. We'll just he's a big one. You get no indication of size here. But he's a big one. He was swimming in the shallows there. Well, this is the wharf at Burke, with the old intrepid explorer in front of the wharf at Burke. It's looking back towards Menindee. Over there, the water's still very muddy. And this is the wharf here, and we look back to the old beat upness and dowdy there. Lucky to have the old girl here, I think. We've got a bit of a thing there, and it's very hard to find your way around Burke. You'll need to get a bit of a mud map. Apparently I must look like a real hippie, but I went into the tourist office and said, what's your best camping spots? And she said, oh, you want a free one? I said, of course I want a free one. Anyway, I'm 40 kilometres out of town. So that's what we're up against. We're going to go down to Mays Bend in a minute. What I might do while I'm here is I might grab some junk food, eh? I've been living on my healthy tucker too long. Might get some junk food in Burke. And continue our journey. This really ends the first stage of our journey up the Darling. Finally getting to Burke, eh? Hard to believe the paddle steamers come virtually all the way from Goolwa to Wentworth and then on to Burke here. So the story goes, one of the trips up to Burke took 3 years to complete. One of the paddle steamers lost water halfway, about twice, and had to sit out and wait for the next flush of water down the Darling. Yeah, the first riverboat came up here in 1859, and the last riverboat came up here from all the way from Wentworth in 1929, 1930.
First one was the Gemini, I think, and the second and the last one was the J.P. Adams. J.P. Arnold. J.P. Arnold is the last riverboat up here. Yeah.
They all park funny there. They back into the curb. Lucky I don't have to do that. I might take an eye out. Be like me to go over the curb and into the shop, eh? Yes, funny place. Too many people, too many cars. A bit like me driving around through Roxby Downs. I drove around town once and never found the centre. Drove out and I didn't think they had a shopping centre, but I didn't go through the centre of town, so I still haven't found the shopping centre in Burke. There's a big sign that says shopping centre down here. Oh, I've seen that arch before. That was in the back of the wharf. Oh well. I see the Centrelink building here is rather impressive. Oh, well, found the post office. Oh, found the telephone exchange too, Burke. Probably no one works out of it anymore, there's probably no staff. If this bloody great monstrosity wasn't here, I wouldn't be able to find my way around at all. There's the supermarket. Well, there you go. There you go. Well, how'd you like your quick tour around Burke? I didn't go through the suburbs. I didn't think you wanted to see the suburbs. I thought you just wanted to see town. But, yes. Anyway, we've seen Burke. It's time for me to get some fast food, eh? So we'll go around the street here. And we'll get some fast food or get something to eat down the service station. They didn't have any maps, but they had food. Oh, this man's after a tow. No, I didn't get any fatty fast food. I got some healthy chicken for tea tonight. But anyway, here we go. This is the last. Here we go. We finally got a sign that says Hungerford. Well, I'll be bugging. We crossed the North Burke Bridge. This is the final time we crossed the Darling. Have a look at that, eh? The Darling River, the Gateway Bridge. There we go. Have a look at that, eh? Not much left of the old Darling now. And we go on to our campsite now. Let's go down here. Go down here. Pick up a couple of cogs I put on the ground back there. And we go down here and camp at Mays Bend, apparently. So we'll go down there. The little girl down at the tourist office took pity on me and drew me a map of how to get out of town. And she also gave me this mud map here for Mays Bend. And you notice here it says follow the road for 1.4 k's passing a caravan park, and you go like that. Incorrect, it's actually not 1.9 k's, it's 4 k's. But you end up at this spot here, which would have to be one of the most spectacular and beautiful camping spots I have ever seen. Well, we don't know about the mozzies yet, but there doesn't seem to be any flies. But yes, so magnificent camping spot tonight. Nice and quiet, so close to Burke. And I promised you not to get any junk food tonight. We're listening to the sked here. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. As Mr. Galpin would say, absolutely magnificent. There's no one else here. And when I made my way here, I scared about 30 kangaroos. So I'm probably parked in kangaroo poop. Never mind. Have a look at this. Even the garbage, look. Even the garbage is clean. Beautiful. And I'm here. And look. I haven't let you down, have I? I haven't let you down. Look, I've got that, a bit of that. Got some stuff like that. And Ed, I asked her for, I asked her whether she had any rhubarb and custard, but she said no. So we'll have to do with this, alright? For all you other people, it's a private joke for Mr. Ed Burton's. He loves his rhubarb and custard, I tell you, especially with frog's legs and macaroni. Wasn't that a big fish on the wharf at Burke? Listen to this. Just listen to the sked on the radio. It's due to start up in a minute. Isn't this absolutely beautiful? Morning, it's another morning. I told you the kangaroos were popular here, didn't I? We're on our way again and we left Burke. I'm on the Hungerford Road, and while I was doing, have a look at these magnificent trees up here. Beautiful and quiet. We're into the red soil again, also familiar with, hello, Central Australia. It's very early in the morning. Saw this on the map when I was planning this trip. I think you'd be very interested here. This is Belvedere Station, New South Wales. Hear a bit of machinery running in the background of the station. There's their letterbox there. So there we are. Not Belvedere Township, Belvedere Station, New South Wales.
We're on our way to Hungerford. And the weather looks like it's going to close in, but it's going to close in from the south, so hopefully it won't be too bad as I go north. Yes, had a very good sleep last night, very good. And it's hard to believe, but this is what we're looking at. It's a little bit of a Garden of Eden up here. I thought we've lost all the big trees and that because they're only near the creeks, all the big gums, and but we're into the bit of scrub here. We're up to another bridge. This is Conbilly Creek. Well, there you go. These bridges are real good. All made out of timber. The road's pretty good.
A lot of wildlife, a lot of goats, a lot of emus, a lot of kangaroos. And we have a little person there watching us. And struck a few road trains going down this road too, though, so it's corrugated in places. It's all very good. Oh, I saw some rabbits there. Well, how about that? How about that? Coming down into Hungerford, we're just about to cross the Queensland-New South Wales border. We're now in the Currawinya National Park, just north of Hungerford, and before the rain comes, if it comes, we're going to drive out to see the lakes. It's a little four-wheel drive track here. Drive out and see the lakes. Might be able to see a couple of birds on the lake too, apparently. Freshwater lake, Currawinya National Park. Here's the causeway over the Paroo River. Not much of a river at the moment. Paroo is a tributary of the Darling. I passed the outlet of the Paroo River just out of Wilcannia. Commonly called the last free running tributary of the Darling Murray-Darling system. It's called. Not very free running at the moment, eh? On the map, the Paroo River is shown as one of these creeks that just stopped running in the middle of nowhere. It actually runs into the Darling when it flows well. The next river we see at Thargomindah is the Buller River. The Buller River is one of these famous Australian rivers that flows, runs down and then just disappears into the desert. We'll go and see the Buller River up at Thargomindah. Still looks like rain. There's the old homestead here, or the sheds for the old homestead here. Still looks like rain out there. Hasn't rained. It poured last night at Alice Springs. It poured last night at William Creek. Every desert road in South Australia is closed, and They were forecasting rain at Burke. Had a look on the weather map on the telly last night, and there was a 50% chance of rain here as well, so it hasn't rained yet. The word has it it's going to clear up tomorrow, but don't know how we're going to go getting home. Probably when I get to Inaminka in a couple of days' time it might be dry, eh? That's what I'm hoping anyway. We've reached the part of our journey called the celebration of the changing of the map. We've been on this map, this fairly dog-eared and moth-eaten map now, since we left Renmark. Went through Hungerford, went through the conservation park. We're now at a place in New South Wales it's absolutely impossible to pronounce. And we're not on that map. We're on the new map here, so this car's a mess. There's everything everywhere and not a single thing in its proper place. Anyway, very untidy vehicle. Perhaps I should get defected. Yeah, the changing of the maps. Changing of the maps. Apparently I've had rain everywhere in Australia except here. You still don't know where I am, do you? It's a little town. E-U-L-O. Let's call it Ulyo. Perhaps it's Ulyo in English. We're at Ulyo. And we're going to go to another almost unpronounceable name called Thargomindah. But I don't care if it pours down now. You know why? The road from Ulyo to Thargomindah is bitumen, blacktop tar. So that's where we are. I don't know where we're going to go. I really don't. But I'll show you. We came up from Burke around here to Hungerford, across the border there, and we now went through these over these grid to Ulyo. Yeah? E-U-L-O, Ulyo. And we're now going to go along here. And I just about know where I'm going to camp the night. I'm going to camp the night here, or along here somewhere at one of these Opal mines. But not camp at an Opal mine, might get a shotgun blast. Probably camp the night there. Says no camping, but we'll see how we go. And go into Thargomindah tomorrow. When we get to Thargomindah, we want to actually drive up here to the Toompine Hotel. When we go there, we're going to go up here to Quilpie. I don't know where we're going to go from Quilpie. My original plan was to come around here. Another unpronounceable name. Ergmanga. And then I was going to come down here, down the Keeper Development Road. Down here. Almost back to Thargomindah again. And then I was going to go whooloo, here. In here. Inaminka. Now once we get to Inaminka, of course we're virtually home and hosed. If it rains tonight, which they say it will, the Inaminka road is closed now. What do we got? We got 1 day, 2 days. Probably be dry by the time we get there. We'll see how we go anyway. But that's what's on the agenda.
there's the store at Hoyle. And if we pan around, got a bit of a house there, a bit of a house there, a bit of a building there. There's a bit of a workers' quarters built around the corner, but that's about all there is to the town. It's a very humble start for the old Pooncarie River here at Lu, or Hulu. But here, just outside of Hulu is the Pooncarie River, and that's where a dam is holding back a bit of water from it. And that's the same creek we saw at Hungerford, outside of Hungerford. Yes, very, very good. We're going to go and see the famous mud springs of Ulu. Apparently this is one of them here. We'll go and have a look, eh? Well, there's not a lot to see really. It's just a bit of a gluggy mess there. But apparently she bubbles up every now and again, and that's what this mound is made of, is clay and that bubbled up through the Earth's surface. Outside of Thargomindah is a little nature reserve. You're not allowed to camp in the nature reserve, but there's a little spot here on the side of the road. There's the road over there. Trucks come past there. I might have to shift to get some sleep tonight. It depends how many trucks are running, eh? But I got me wet weather tarp set up, and only having a bit to eat. I got did some of me surprise minted peas, so that's them there, and I'm eating them with I'm not mixing them together, you notice. I'm not mixing them together. What have I got? There you go. Oops, sorry. Got some honey and soy things like that, yeah. And I've already had these peach and pineapple. As you were thoroughly disgusted when I mix all my stuff together, I suppose it's okay now to have peas, some tuna, and peaches. So I suppose that's acceptable, isn't it? But we're here tonight. We're going to do this get from here, and you can see out from my little undercover spot. You can see out here. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, if the trucks get a bit noisy through the night, well, I hit trucks anyway, whether there's trucks or not, but if the trucks get a bit noisy, I might go down there a bit further, around the lake. But I don't want to be too far off the bitumen, because apparently this is the only road open in Australia. Just one I'm here, just one here. It's only started raining at 2 o'clock, only been drizzling. Put some money in the meter, but I don't know whether I need it or not. It's still raining. This is Toompine. Very quiet little spot. You have to dodge the emus coming into town. Not many shops here, Carol, but we'll see what's inside.
Way to Quilpie.
Only a small place. untidy town 3 years running, this place in Queensland. Quilpie. My food recommendation, you knew it was coming, didn't you? My food recommendation for this trip, would have to be one of the homemade pies from the bakery in Quilpie. I got a beef and mushroom, and it's got little bits of stuff on top. I think this was the beef cheese and mushroom pie. Absolutely magnificent. Local tucker. None of this multinational stuff. Local tucker. That's more of what we want. And to go with that, we got some oak iced coffee milk. We've got a oh, this is going overboard. This is. Look at that. A large caramel tart. Beautiful. No good for people high in sugar. Yeah, I've had many requests on my video, and no, the hat's not coming off. All right. This is where we're at. There's an Opal fossicking area out here, out of Quilpie, and you go around on your hands and knees and you fossick around. There's a man over there. Thinks he's discovered something over there. Yeah, there's an Opal fossicking area. I've had a bit of a scratch around, and I've come up with this. I don't know whether it's any good or anything, but it's got little bits of stuff in it there. We've had a bit of a scratch around. That's what we've come up with. So I think I know someone who collects rocks, or wants to collect rocks anyway. So I'll send that. So that's for you. You all know who you are. We're going to go from here. Going to go to oh, what's that town you can't pronounce? There's another one I can't pronounce. Look, pie stain on my map. Eromanga, Eromanga. We go from here on my map. Eromanga, we go down to the Bullo Development Road. Yeah, so that's what's on the agenda today. These pies aren't bad, they're real good. They're not too hot too, but a lot of people, a lot of places make their pies far too hot. It is beautiful. Quilpie Bakery, little place on the side. Cheese, bacon and mushroom pie. Absolutely magnificent, can't go wrong. Alright? Have a look at this, eh? we're starting to get in the oil and gas fields around Moomba and Inaminka. Machines here running, pumping crude oil out on a little pipeline there, up and away. Magnificent machine, eh? That's a big road train. That's a big road train. We'll get off the road for him, mate. We'll get off the road for him. This is our turn off. Fairly big, eh? He won't run out of fuel. Yes, yes, yes. We're on our way home. Look at that. Inaminka, 243 kilometres. Down the side road there. Well, 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 well. Our first sign leading us back to civilization. Be quiet, you crow. Yes, it's fairly warm now. You know, it doesn't look like it's rained here at all. It's a beautiful day. Have a look at all right, crow. Have a look at those clouds. As Jack Galpin would say, absolutely magnificent. Look at them. Isn't that beautiful? They're quite low. Looks as if you could just reach up and touch them. Quite warm today. About 30, 32 degrees. It's warm. A lot warmer than it has been the last couple of days. You wouldn't believe it was raining this morning, would you? Wouldn't believe it. I've been having a look at these rocks again on the side of the road. We've finally got the patina and the desert. Look at that red off the rock. Look at that. That's the red soil in Central Australia. Yes. Yeah, the old Miss and Dowdy still going. Have a look at the colour of that soil. It's amazing, you know, wherever you are in Australia, however remote you are, you always find garbage on the side of the road. I noticed that up near Alice Springs when he was out in the sticks. There's garbage on the side of the road. Anyway, there's Inaminka, 243 kilometres. Beautiful and quiet here, eh? Except for the music of that vehicle. Got Radio Australia going in the car because there's no other radio stations around, so I'm listening to Radio Australia. All right, we shall continue on. I wasn't sure whether actually that road actually got through. If you have a look at your map, there's a little dotted section after the oil town. Yes, we'll continue. Isn't that beautiful?
honest, at this stage, thanks Santos for bitumising all these roads and building half these roads through here. This is one of the little Santos towns. There's not only Moomba, you know. I'll give you the name of the town when I see it on the sign, alright? I think it's either Jackson or South Jackson, this is. Yeah, the little town there. There wouldn't be many roads in that out here if it wasn't for the Santos people. Well, there wasn't a sign, but I think that's Jackson. The little Santos town of Jackson. Of course, there's no facilities or anything. You're not allowed in. It's a closed town, a bit like what Woomera was originally. A bit like what Moomba is now. You know, you can drive past and say hello, but that's about all. Yeah, so that was Jackson. Driving along here, the country certainly has changed, hasn't it? We got the Channel Country to come up yet. There's another oil town up ahead, and that's why the road is still bitumen. There's another oil town up ahead, oil or gas town. And every now and again, you see all these things all over the countryside, high pressure pipeline easements. And you see those little woodpeckers pecking at the ground, pumping the oil out. If they could get those diesels to run on crude, they wouldn't have to put diesel in the tank to run the oil pump, would they? This is the Santos gas town of Nukatunga. Gas processing, they have their staff here. They have people roaming around doing gas heads and putting in this and laying pipes. Nukatunga. What's the sign say? 11,000 volts on overhead wires. Ed, they've got one of your aerials here, mate. It's a centre-fed dipole. Well, we missed that one. Yep, Nukatawa, however they want to pronounce it. That's the oil field. Got these oil cars. They're all bloody Toyotas, driving all around the countryside. It's a wonder they make it through. That's why they got the roads bitumised. Yes, that's why they got the roads bitumised. They drive Toyotas. Oh, I must make an apology for that last section. Not for the Toyota drivers who got the town name wrong. It's Nakaula. It's the gas town of Nakaula. Nukatunga's back, way back towards Thargomindah. I get very tongue-tied on these names, don't I? The countryside's changed a bit. I know we're getting close to Winneminka because I can see the mountain range in the distance, and that mountain range, the Winneminka, is just over the other side of those hills. So I'll camp, I think, here on the banks of the Cooper. There's a little campsite I saw last time I was up here. I might go there. Shouldn't be far away. Well, I hope it's not far away anyway. Doesn't look like I've had much rain here at all, eh? They've got some fairly large trucks going through here. Still in Queensland, the mighty Cooper River, look at that. And we camped here just next to the Burke Bridge, single lane. We got a little camping spot here, and we got flies. Isn't that lovely? Flies are back. What do we got here? Ah, dear. Look at what we got here. We got a bit of oh dear, flies. Got a bit of leg ham. Sorry, leg ham. My favourite baked beans. Bit of the curry powder. And we're gonna have, oh, look, we got Quilpie Bakery. I told you about Quilpie, but Quilpie Bakery, didn't I? Quilpie Bakery roll. See that? They sort of cook it on all sides. Roll, and we put it together, and it comes up looking like that. You've seen this before, but it's one of my favourites. It's one of my favourites. Doesn't taste too bad either. But we've got a bit of gonna have ourselves a little. Well, I'm not driving anymore, am I? Driving anymore tonight. Well, I hope I'm not driving anywhere more tonight. And very good, very good. Just listening to the four-wheel drive tonight on the little aerial up there. Yes, had a good run today. Very good run today. Yes. There's little birds feeding on the water over there. Yeah, did a lot of miles. They haven't had any rain here at all, I don't reckon. Look at that, isn't that magnificent, that old tree? Anyway, we'll see how we go here tonight. Might shift a bit later on to try and level up the car a bit. And we'll see you in the morning. Bye. Good morning, Cooper. The sun's not even up yet. Beautiful sunrise this morning, and we're back into the desert. We're still in Queensland by a little bit. And after you leave the banks of the Cooper across the Burke and Wells Bridge, there's not a lot. We'll go into Menindee and have a bit of a poke around there. Have a look at the water. Have a look at the weir, the causeway, and then we'll go on down to Strezlecki Crossing. Get into South Australia. Menindee on the banks of the Cooper River. Very small place. 6:30 in the morning. They may or may not be open at the pub yet. Oh, there's a few people there. Get out and have a look at the Cooper flowing, eh?
last time I was here there was water over the causeway. Now there ain't. The Cooper's not flowing. There you are. Not flowing. Dry as a bone. Poor old Cooper. Last time I was here it was 2 feet over the causeway. South from Inaminka, we just passed the little gas town of Della, or the gas station, gas refining depot of Della, and we're just traversing the sand dunes here, which are running north to south. We're going east to west at the moment. We're heading for Moomba, the mother of all the gas towns up here. But have a look at these sand dunes. Aren't they spectacular? Beautiful red colour, a little bit of spin effects on top. Absolutely magnificent. And the Strezlecki Track at this stage is it's a track in name only. It's a bit like the Birdsville Track. There's no great drama with it. It's sort of like a freeway. Probably have to thank the Santos people a little bit for that as well. The amount of infrastructure up here is absolutely amazing. You've got little signs everywhere saying this field, that head, that track, that bore. They're all gas roads, like that one down there. They're all been done by Santos. They must have more power lines running around this place, more pipes than you can shake a stick at, and you wouldn't need a very big stick to shake it. Here's another one of these Santos Toyotas. They must have a deal going with Toyota, I reckon. That's probably why they have to do up the road so much, so that their vehicles can negotiate them. Yes. The deserts of South Australia, eh? Yes, we've decided to give Moomba a miss. This is the old Strezlecki Track between the Moomba Crossroad and Murty Homestead. It's all clay. Beautiful smooth. Look. Beautiful and smooth. But I imagine it would be totally impassable after a heavy dew. Many little side tracks going off to gas heads, etc. But it's a beautiful little drive here. And there's the Strezlecki Creek over there, or what's left of the Strezlecki Creek. Like I said, the Coop's not even flowing, so there wouldn't be much water in there, eh? The Cooper very rarely reaches Lake Eyre. Only reaches Lake Eyre about 1 in every 7 to 11 years. It's one of these creeks that just flows and disappears, and all this water gets either ends up in lakes like Kunji Lake and Lake Hart, or it just runs out into the desert. Ooh, that's warm. Very warm water. Beautiful green, isn't it, eh? Montecalino Boar on the Strezlecki Track. Get the capped boar up here. Got a nice little on-off switch there. Look at the water running. It's a bit rusty. Same construction with a 44-gallon drum full of concrete. I don't often do panoramas. This is absolutely beautiful. There's the northern Flinders. We've just come out of the sand country and we're now into the flat Gibber Plain towards Lyndhurst. Isn't that beautiful? Big country, isn't it?
Well, year and a half later, we're back at the same spot. We got Arkaroola down there, Inaminga up there, and Lyndhurst back there. About 200 k's in each way. One of my loneliest intersections in the world. And what I'm going to do for you now, is to promote tourism and to prove to you I'm not such a bad guy after all. What do we got here? Alright, we roll it up, we put it inside a Coke can. Alright. It's in the Coke can. Swing the lid over. It's all sealed up. In the Coke can. I'll grab myself a rock. Yeah, I got a rock. Bloody flies. I'll turn it upside down so it doesn't get water in it. Sit that there like that. Alright. So if someone wants to come along one day and get a bit of money, so be it. We're going on to Lyndhurst now. Just coming down the Lee Creek. Nice to get back on the bitumen again. Country looks a bit different, eh? We're in Parachuna Gorge. Have a look at the view out the back of my van, eh? Have a look at this. I'll take you down the creek and show you the water running. Have a look at this. Running water. You don't get running water like this on the Cooper, eh? It's a bit cleaner here too. We're parked up there. You got tea going. Whoop, 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 whoop. Always have it going too much, don't I? Boil over. Boil over. Got a few flies here tonight. What do we got here? We got chunky pepper pot soup, bite-sized tiny taters, which I've cut in half, bit of pepper, bit of the kickerman, and it comes up absolutely magnificent, doesn't it, eh? Comes up absolutely. Hey! Those bloody snakes get in everywhere.
God, what did I say before? You have to bite their heads off. Oh, God. Ah, he's melted. I'm melting, I'm melting. So you have to get the snake out of the beef pepper pot. Steaks and beef pepper pot, absolutely magnificent. That should be stuffed with it. We'll stir him in. He's got his head missing, so he can't do any damage now. We'll stir him in. Tell you what, that's not bad. And nor's that. Cop a look at that, eh? Come out a bit. Isn't that bloody beautiful? As Mr. Galpin would say. Bloody beautiful. Quilpie bread still. The flies have found me. Have a look at that. The sun's just gone on. Yeah, the flies have finally found me. Except there aren't flies here. They're more like horses with wings. Horses with wings. They don't seem to worry about the food, just me. Perhaps because I haven't washed for a week. I'll eat me snake. It's very sweet. The potatoes are good. Don't know how we're going to go get Ned tonight, but we'll give it a go. This is not bad. All except for the snake, this is not bad. Morning, good morning, good morning. It's another day. This would have to be one of the best camping spots in Australia here. No question. Had a beautiful sleep last night, and we'll continue on. And be quiet. Bloody galah. We'll continue on, and we'll end the video further up the track, eh? Yes, had a beautiful sleep last night. There's a beautiful drive along here this morning. The car's humming along, and we've got the magnificent Flinders Ranges in the background there. Absolutely magnificent. Have a look at that. Picture postcard stuff, isn't it? Well, apart from the wet start, it wasn't too bad. So we'll end this movie here, and we'll catch you next time. Roll the credits. Bye now.